Okay. Hello, everyone. It's Brenda Miller. I'm a Stampin' Up demonstrator in Basking Ridge, New Jersey. And every week at 3 o'clock on Wednesdays, I let you in on what I've been working on, things that, specials that are going on, etc. So today is no different. And I'm very excited to share with you some sneak peeks. We've got another Hanukkah card because I'm still working on those. And also, last week's video didn't have audio on the first 3 minutes. No idea why. Hopefully, we'll do better this time. But yeah, we've got a lot going on. And the sneak peeks are from the January through April mini catalog, which will be launching in January. So I have been dying to play with them, but I've been working on Christmas cards and Hanukkah cards. You know how that goes. So anyway, without further ado, let's go ahead and take a look at what I've got going on. So you can see that this week we've got a Hanukkah card, and then this is the sneak peek from the new catalog. So this is also a fun fold. So you'll see that it stands up, which makes it very hard to see. But let's see, we'll just close them like that. It gives you an idea of how I'm going to show you just how easy this is to create. I'll give you the measurements. They'll all be in the description for these videos on YouTube and Facebook. So let's get started. So let's see how we make the fun fold, and then we'll dive into what sneak peeks we have. And actually, I have a sneak peek on this card too. So let's start with our card base. It is a 11 by 4 1/4 sheet of cardstock. This is Balmy Blue that I've used. So we've got that. And then I have an additional sheet of cardstock. And this one, let me just make sure I've got the measurements right. This one measures 8.5 inches by 4 inches. And it is scored at, let's see, we'll do it this way. It is scored at 1 3/4 inches, 3 1/4 inches. So that's going from the left side. So when we do this, when we fold it, what's going to happen is we're going to fold up, and then we're going to fold this little piece down. And that is going to give us a nice little almost easel effect. Okay, so that is how we're getting started. So let's go ahead and put this down to the card front, since we've already got it folded the way that we like. Fabulous. Okay, so we get that on here. And then I want to share with you some new designer series paper that is coming out. I have shown this in a reel, but I don't think I've done it on one of my lives or my recordings here. So this is the bokeh paper, and it goes with the butterfly suite, which I have shared elsewhere, but I just want to make sure I get the names right for you. So this, again, it's the beautiful bokeh suite. And bokeh, B-O-K-E-H, is these little dots. And what I love about these little dots is that it looks like light reflections, right? And the reverse side of these look like this. So they make for great backgrounds, nice subtle colors, and I'm going to use the one that is Balmy Blue for this card. They will come 6 by 6. So look for that coming out. So I've got our pieces here, and I've already cut them. And so this one is 5 by 3 3/4. So when you've got a 6 by 6 sheet, we're going to use one whole sheet just about for the card. But look at how it looks like it's going to be reflecting the lights from the menorah, right? So I love that. So then I'm going to put this here, and I had to adjust some of my measurements. So somehow I managed to grab the wrong one. So let's give that a little trim. So we're going to make this, actually, I'm going to trim this a little bit. This is actually supposed to be 2, let's see. We're going to show you how. This is 1.5 inches here, so this also needs to be 1.5 inches. So I will do that, trim that. See, you can see how we, see how we fix our mistakes as we go. So let's see, 1.5 inches. Oh, yeah. So I'm gonna just measure this at 1.5 inches and I eyeball it and then use my cutting tool, and that's gonna help with make this fold correctly. I don't know if you noticed that before. I hope not. Anyway, and so since that was 1.5 inches, we're going to make this 1.25 inches wide. So I always like to do things by quarters when I can. It leaves just the right amount of background. So you can see the reverse side of this also works. It's a pretty blue and it has a little bit of maybe gradiency, right? But we're going to use the bokeh side and we're going to put that on the front. So we've now assembled our fun fold, and how easy was that? So again, look for the correct dimensions in the description for these videos. So that is how the card is going to fold. So then we need our focal point. So we are going to take out again that Celebrate the Miracle stamp set. Hanukkah, just some of the key points that you probably didn't hear last week that I wanted to share about this Hanukkah set. They whipped it up for us very quickly last year, and they had to make some revisions because some of it wasn't that accurate, and now it is perfect. So you'll see we have two Hanukkahs, right? We've got Hanukkah with an H and Hanukkah with a CH, and the reason for that is that the word Hanukkah is actually in Hebrew, and it is actually pronounced Hanukkah. That CH, that guttural German guttural tone at the beginning. That's how most people are familiar with it. So Hanukkah, but it is a transliteration to put it into English letters. The letter that is used in Hebrew, it just is more natural for Americans, at least, to pronounce it with just the H, but sometimes I'll use the CH just to be authentic, Hanukkah. And you can see it has multiple fonts, which is so much fun. And it's got the happy separately, which is wonderful, makes for, great use of the stamp set. We can make lots of different kinds of cards. So look back at last week's video if you want to see some others. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take a piece of, this is basic white cardstock, and I'm taking my Smoky Slate ink pad, and I like to use Smoky Slate for silver, and I use, in case you're wondering, I use Wild Wheat for gold, and this way I don't have to emboss. And when I'm making, 3 or 4 dozen of these at a time, the idea of embossing all that is a little overwhelming to me. So I like to go with the flat color that coordinates. So we've got our menorah, and let's talk about the menorah really quickly. The thing about a menorah is that it has 9 places for candles, and you've seen lots of different menorahs out there, but a Hanukkah or a Hanukkah menorah is the one that has 4, and then 1. And really these 8 can be anywhere, but this one, which is called the shamash, it is the helper candle. It stands higher than any of the others. So the highest candle is going to be the one that you light, and then you pick it up and you light the other candles with it. So that is the reason for the Hanukkah or the menorah. And often you'll see other menorahs or candelabras, right, that look like this, that only have 3 maybe on each side. And so that is not a Hanukkah menorah. A Hanukkah menorah has to have this many. Anyway, so what's beautiful about this stamp set is that it actually has the candles and the flames separate as well. And this was a feature I've been looking for decades, really. So I'm so happy that we have this, and this is in our online store. It's there year round. You can always pick it up if you find that you have Jewish friends and family that you want to send to. Anyway, it has the 8 candles and the shamash. And so when we go to stamp it, now remember I've got a camera in my face, so I hope I get it lined up properly, but I'm just using Balmy Blue to stamp it. And there we've got our candles, and they come out perfectly. Last week I showed you how to make all the candles different colors, which is a fun way to use the candles in a menorah. but I just went with this solid same colors this time. And then of course we have to have our flames. Now, traditionally, I'm going to use crushed curry, and the flames are here. Now, traditionally, the way this menorah looks now, when we add all of the lit candles, you will only see that on the 8th night of Hanukkah. Okay. And that is because each night you light one more candle. You start out with one candle in the shamash, and then the second night you get 2 candles in the shamash. And so by omitting, you could add fewer candles if you wanted to, but I'm just going with the whole kit and caboodle. Let's make it the 8th. Let's pretend it's the 8th night of Hanukkah. So anyway, it looks the prettiest when it's that way. So we've got our lights, and then we want to put our message. Now, I love the messages in here, and I could have just put Happy Hanukkah at the top, but this time I wanted to using Night of Navy, and this is sending love and light, which I think is just a beautiful sentiment for the holiday, and really, truthfully, could be used for other holidays as well, right? Around this season. So Christmas and Kwanzaa, like that. So there we go. I'm just putting our sentiment there. So then I went and I die cut a background for this, and this was done using the postage stamp dies. You can find these in the online store, and it's the second largest one that I used. And I'm going to go ahead and apply that. Quick and easy. And then I'm going to show you a couple, just 1 or 2 tricks on how to finish off this fun fold. All right, so here we have our focal point for our card, and we've got our previously created card, and we're going to go ahead and mount this in the middle. Now, we want to make sure that we're only putting adhesive on the back of this, the bottom part, because if you put it back on the top part, it's going to close the card. Okay, now if you didn't want to make it a fun fold, you could just put this on the front of your card, and that would be fine too, and that would make a lovely card. So I just put some good amount of adhesive there. I'm centering it, and voila, you can see how that opens. Okay, so I wanted to put something on the inside of this too. So let's go ahead and take another piece, same size as the white that I used on the front, 3 by 4 1/4. And on this one, I'm going to put Happy Hanukkah. Now, last week, I used the Hanukkah with the CH, and this week, I'll use just the H, Hanukkah. And I'm going to also stamp it separately. Last week, I put the stamps on together. This time, I'm just going to put, and do one at a time. Sometimes it's easier. It depends. You know, if I'm doing a lot, when I crank these out, I'm going to be mounting them together. I'll put the happy right in the middle. But for this one, I'm pulling it closer to me because I want to make sure I get it where I want it. Fits so nicely in there. Happy Hanukkah. I could have done it in a different color if I wanted to. And then just because, let's go ahead and use some crushed curry, and we'll add a little dreidel. Dreidel is a toy top that is known at Hanukkah time. It's a gambling game, but there are lots of stories behind the dreidel. I'm not going to share them with you today, but maybe another time. So we've got now a little dreidel in there, and now I want to put this on the inside of the card. To do so, what I like to do when I have a fun fold like this is I'm going to open it up, and I am going to put adhesive on the back. Okay, we've got our adhesive on the back. And then I'm going to line it up as if I was framing it and putting it on the front. See, and then there's no sticky stuff on the other side, so that's okay. And then when I close this, when I flip it over, you'll see that it is in exactly the right place. Yay. And that's the card. Oh, wait a second. We have to add some gems. And for this one, I decided to pull out the faux glass dots. Faux glass dots, yes. And these are in the current mini catalog. And they are carrying over, it looks like to me. So I'm very excited about that, because I just think these are the prettiest and most versatile, especially the gold ones here. So I'm just going to put my usual 3, 1 big, 1 small at the top, Okay, let's see. Take your pick tools. Being frustrating today. All right, so sometimes when it's not sticky enough, I probably need more putty in there. I need to pull it up and grab it with the tip. And then again, I'm going to make my visual triangle and put another one at the bottom. Oh my goodness, you don't want to see me struggling with that. And there we go. So we've got, that is the Hanukkah card, and a little bit more about Hanukkah, which you may have missed last week. So anyway, so let's get to the good stuff. So you've already seen this DSP, the Bokeh DSP, which I think is going to be fabulous to have. And then we have, the whole suite is called Wildflower Birthday. And it comes with a number of different things. And the highlight, for me at least, is the designer series paper. So you get 2 sheets each of these 4 designs. And you'll see that they have gold accents on one side, and they're just so pretty. I love the colors. Thrilled about this. And then here's the other side. So nice and soft. And for those of you looking to make baby cards, we've got some nice baby colors here. So we can use that in a number of different ways. But it also comes with some other great things. The next piece, this is also a 12 by 12 sheet in that package, but you can cut these out. And by cutting them out, you can these can be focal points on your card, and it makes for very easy card making. Also, these could be used as tags. The one at the top, see how they've got the nice gold foiling for some of those tags. So these have gold foil accents. So the reverse side of this one looks like this. Oh, yeah, I did show. So we've got that. And then in addition, so that's 5 sheets. Well, it's 2 each of 5 different sheets of designer series paper. And then additionally, it comes with 2 sheets of these beautiful die cuts. And that's what I used on my card. Look how pretty these are. And they are laser cut, so they fall right out. They've got no mysterious little edges or anything on them. Love, love, love these. And again, you get 2 sheets of them. So lots of things you can do with this particular package. And there's also another set of designer series paper that has those punch out die cuts as well. But this is the Wildflower Birthday. And the rest of the suite consists of the birthday celebration bundle. So you can see you've got lots of great stamps with great fonts, but check out the dies that go with it. If you've been looking for beautiful numbers to have in your collection, this is what's going to do it for you. So you can, it's always nice to be able to add the numbers, especially when it's a special birthday, first birthday, sweet 16, 30th birthday. I've got one of those coming up this month. Not for me, obviously. 60th birthday, which is more along the same lines. But anyway, that's the stamp set that goes with that designer series paper. And then, of course, we always have some little basic elements. So we've got these adorable little dies. These are party dots, and they come in those 3 colors, which are so pretty. And also, we get this really cool ribbon. And so when you open it, which I have not done yet, there was a time when we had some silver ribbon that was like this. But you check this out. It's like this little mesh weave. And what's really cool is when you bunch it up, or you do it a couple of times, it's going to sit really nice and flat, relatively flat. And it, so it doesn't add too much bulk to your card, but it definitely adds some fun whimsy. And I just was lazy and didn't put it on this card. But as you can see on this card, I used one of those die cuts as my focal point. I got to use some of those dots, which are so pretty. So these colors are Pretty in Pink and Soft Sea Foam, which are some of my favorites. This Happy Birthday is from the Simply Said stamp set, which I highly recommend to everyone to have. It's always good to have some basic stamps on hand. I didn't put anything on the inside. And then it has that same fun fold So again, all the details and measurements for this will be on in the descriptions and also on my blog. Um, for you to see, but that is our sneak peek and Hanukkah card of the day. So I hope that you have enjoyed watching this and know that next week I'll be bringing some more new product in, so some more sneak peeks, and hopefully I'll be done with my Hanukkah cards by then, so you don't have to see another one of those, since I'd like to share what is on my desk. But hopefully that'll be finished and I'll be moving on. If you would like a catalog, we have both the January through April 2025 mini catalog, as well as the celebration catalog, and celebration also starts in January, goes through February. If you would like those catalogs, please feel free to DM me or email me, and I will make sure I add you to my list. So, but other than that, thank you for joining me, and I will see you the next time. Thanks.